Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Crystal, and this is my channel. I always say my channel about cross stitch, but I'm going to say this is my channel about all things having to do with my life. It is Monday, January 11th. Happy Monday. Monday is normally my favorite day of the week because I love a fresh start. So something about the first day of the month, the first day of the year, the first day of the week, and for me, my week starts Monday, is just amazing. But last week I was weird and awkward, and I'm probably going to be that way this week too. I apologize. We have some family stuff happening, and everyone is fine. It's just a challenging week. It was just a challenging week personally. And then so here's how I'm going to approach and then. If you do not want to hear this, fast forward 5-ish minutes probably, because that's give or take. My typical, actually you may need to fast forward a little farther. I'm not quite sure yet what's going to happen. My typical stance on things like Wednesday is to keep my mouth shut. Keep my views to myself because it's my personal views, and move on. I have always been in the camp that I have my beliefs, you have your beliefs. As long as we're nice to each other, keep it moving. But that doesn't take into consideration what's happening in the rest of the world. So, I'm shaking. I'm shaking and feel close to tears. The best way I can describe how I felt last week was complete shame. It's pretty taboo to talk about politics. But I'm going to. I have, until 2020, voted straight party ticket. I have very conservative views and always thought that just aligned with a certain party. And so I just voted that way. And that's how I defended it. I'm this, so I vote this. But 2020, for a lot of reasons, really had me questioning that game plan. I happen to think that the other side tend to be more for the people than my own team has been. And 2020 is a year of great pain and a disease. I mean, frankly, a horrific disease that is taking the lives of thousands and thousands of people. And the other side is more concerned with that. And so when November rolled around, that's what happened for me. this last week really showed why that's even more than my reasons. It's so important to just not say, I am this, so I vote this. If we were to talk about, more than 5 minutes. If we were to talk about just straight policy, straight views and policy, I fall in one category. I just do. A lot of that has to do with my upbringing, what the Bible says. Straight policy, I fall in one category. But when you add in the human factor, which 2020 really showed us our humanity, or lack thereof, our humanity, you can't just vote policy. Policy doesn't matter if humans enforcing the policy have bad behavior. We watched people over the summer protest, which is everyone's right to do. And we watched those protests turn violent and bad behavior. And on my side, we really pointed the finger. And that's not okay. That behavior is not okay. Violence is never the answer. Yada, 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 yada. And then we did it. And there's a lot of people defending it. And that's not okay. I watched a video last week that truly, there are 2 Flosstubers that have really been so kind to me in 2020, a year that was so challenging, and I am so different from both of them, and they were really both so kind to me. And I'm gonna go ahead and say Aaron, the 2 Martini Stitcher, and Michelle Garrett, I am very different than they are. But they are so inclusive. And I would like to be that way when I grow up. So finding them in 2020 stopped me from making a huge mistake. And I am grateful for that. I am still a conservative person. I would say we probably still will disagree on a lot of things. But they really opened the blinds, if you will, of what's happening in the rest of the world, because I am very sheltered and I am very privileged and I don't see a lot of it. We're in an interesting situation, being a part of one group and not necessarily agreeing with their behavior, but we don't quite fall in the other group. So it's been a challenging year, to say the least. Last week was I just felt great shame. I just felt great shame. Um, so, Michelle said, you can do this, but you can't only do that. You can do this, but you can't only do that. And she said, you can pray, but you can't only pray. And that one really got my attention because I do pray. And I didn't realize that it had gotten my attention until we were at church on yesterday. And yesterday was just my undoing of the whole week. It was the culmination of everything happening in my personal life and what is happening in our country. And they played a song, and there's some lyrics. It says, so when I fight, I'll fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And I really believe that. But I heard Michelle say, you can't only pray. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm using the tiny platform that I have to use my voice and say, I still have conservative views. I do not support Donald Trump. I do not support the terrorist attack that happened on our country by our own people. I do not support violence of any kind. So, I'm going to get on my knees every day and continue to pray because that's what I do. But that's my tiny foot in the door of it's not okay. So, moving on. But you should go check out their channels because they're not only awesome humans that are super nice to all people, but they also do beautiful stitching, and they're funny and fun, and I enjoy them. So, what else happened last week? What happened? What did I do? Let's move on. This is Flosstube number 17. I got a lot done last week. It's always a toss-up. Some weeks when I have a lot happening in my head, I can't stitch, and then other times when I have a lot in my head, I can. So first, because it's sitting here, this is my giveaway from last week. The winner was a friend of mine. So I'm talking to her on Zoom tomorrow, so I'll mail that out to her. I'm not having one this week because I want to keep my normal routine, and I want to continue doing Flosstube because I enjoy it. I received a few really, really, really kind messages via like instant messenger. Y'all can always message me there. I'm here for the relationship. I love to see the stitching that people do. That's what Flosstube is for. I love to see it. I am totally enabled by it, and it does kind of spur me to keep doing more, but ultimately I'm here for the relationships. The coolest thing about this community is we all do the same thing, but we are all so different. And as long as we all remember that we all have skin, we all have blood, we're all humans, and be kind to each other through being different, I think that's awesome. So, human factor. I think I don't do the word of the year, but if I did the word of the year, that would be my word of 2021. Human factor. Human factor. All right. I had no FFOs, so I have still got my December Lizzie Kate and my December Year in Chalk. I don't care. I can't. January ushered in a new level. You have reached a new level of ridiculous. So I just can't wrap my mind. But I do have 2 finishes. They are not in order. My first one was I am participating in WhipGo. That is a group on Facebook. Jessie Marie runs that group. It's kind of, in my plans video that I did 2 weeks ago, I talk all about WhipGo. But one of my squares on WhipGo was American Spirit. You don't need to see the bag. Who cares? American Spirit from Fat Quarter Shop. This is part of their Stitch Quarterly. This was the summer one that I hadn't done yet because summer is back when I had just finished Mania and was going into Jolly July, and I was so scatterbrained and I couldn't focus, so I just didn't even start it. But so what I got in my kit was the pattern, an 11 by 12 piece of vintage country mocha 25 count Lugana. In the Stitch Quarterly, you always get a needle case. I love these. Needle case, and there's a magnet in the back. A Bowen 26 needle line keepers, which I don't have in here. They're in my dresser over there. But they're really cool. You always get like a notion, all of the floss, and then you get a bag. And it has whatever's happening. So one of my squares for 2021, honestly, because it was just sitting there, it was to start and finish American Spirit. And that was one of the numbers that was pulled for January. So Jessie's doing this really cool challenge thing in addition to WhipGo. She's doing WhipGo weekends. And you pick one or both or whatever of the projects on your WhipGo board that were rolled for that month. And you create a weekend goal. My weekend goal was to stitch on American Spirit because the other one that rolled for January is the May Truckin' Along, start and finish, but I don't have it yet. So I'll do it probably in April. So my goal was American Spirit 8 hours from Friday to Sunday. And I finished the whole thing. So there she is. There she is. Okay. Let's talk about 25 count Lugana. I am an Aida stitcher. I stitch on Aida. I've stitched mostly on 14 count Aida. My newfound love is 18 count Aida. I love 1 over. Oh my gosh. So less knotting. It's amazing. 1 over 2 or 1 over 1 on 18 count is like my jam. But this, I don't know if y'all can see those white stitches, but they're dang near perfect. Perfect. I did not railroad. I am obsessed. I did nothing different. It's the fabric. I think it's the going over 2. Or maybe it's the 25 count is equivalent to 12 and a half. So maybe the fact that it's bigger than 14 count. I don't know. But my stitches are so good. Not because of me, because I didn't do anything different. I did nothing different. It's the fabric. I'm obsessed. So I've got to get my hands on some 28 count and give it a shot. And if I love it, I'm going to get my hands on some 32 count and give it a shot. And if I love that, I'm going to go to 36. And if I could get 36 and love it, I might have found my sweet spot. My only problem with Ada is, and I'll show you in a minute because it's my other finish. I'll talk about it when I get to it. So this was my finish, American Spirit. So this is one square off my whip go board. Done. This was also going to be my next strand a day project. So it's off that list too. So I'm really excited. I have no clue how I'm going to finish it. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the hoop. So I can use, I have no idea what kind of hoop this is. I get them at Goodwill. I love a hoop. Love a hoop. I've never tried a Q-snap, but I love a hoop. I will say that when it gets super late, oh, the cats are fighting. And I've been stitching for a long time. My hands do start to get, my left hand from holding the Q-snap. Because, you know, you're like, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish this. They do start to kind of hurt. But I love a hoop. All right, let me see if I can find my other finish. Here it is. So another square on my whip go board is, are you okay? Are you all right? One of the cats ran into the door stopper thing. You know, the thing that like vibrates and bounces back. Anyway. Okay, what was I saying? Another square on my whip go board is the first 4 in the Secret Santa series, and then I have a square that's the last 4 of the Secret Santa series, and then my middle square is the 9th Secret Santa. So I'm doing one of these a month. This was my January one. I have it slotted for 3 days in January, and it only took 1. So that was super exciting. It was not a start. I started it in Jolly July, and I had like this little bit of white done, like half of his beard. So this is where I will talk about my problem with Ada. And I don't know if designers think about that. So you see all of the holly branches are back stitches. You don't get that same look on Ada because the branches come up. What are you doing? Lost your mind. Tap dancing on the coffee table. There's a cat somewhere. Tap dancing on the coffee table. So the back stitch comes up because you're on linen, you're stitching over 2. So the back stitch comes up in the middle hole and it's already a hole. So you're not splitting threads. But in Ada, because you're stitching over 1, the back stitch comes up between the threads and it splits and it looks funky. You don't get the same look. You can do it, but it looks weird. So, not a problem. I just didn't do the back stitches. I just don't have stems on my hollies, and I'm okay with that. I think this was called for 32 count. That's what it was model stitched on. Obviously, you don't think like, well, on 16 count, because 16 count Ada, that's going to split threads and not look that nice. They're stitching it on 32, and that's called for fabric. So it's up to me to either stitch on 32 or have it come between the threads and it not look nice, or just leave it off. So I chose to just leave it off. But here is my piece. And I don't think it looks bad without the stems. It doesn't look the same, that's for sure. But I don't think it looks bad. So I'm glad I got this one out of the way because not having a face is weird, right? That's weird. Let me see if I can get this to show the right color. Nope. Oh, maybe there. I don't know. This is on 14 count iridide, and it's like a very light green. What I did was I boiled water, put some dish soap in. I have to sneeze. Oh no. Please tell me we're not having another allergy attack. Anyway, I don't know how to edit, so I'm not taking that out. Boiled water. Put, I think it's a tablespoon of dish soap, Dawn, or whatever dish soap, and a cap full of the Rit. So I boil it so that it's hot, get it to a certain temperature. I can't remember what the temperature is. It says on the bottle. And then you're supposed to soak this. I wanted it super light because she used like an aqua. This is Vintage Tiffany, Fabrics by Stephanie. Y'all know I try and keep costs low. So I dyed it, and I don't really like aqua for Christmas. I don't know why. So I was like, I want to do green, but I want it to be really light. Now this did turn out a little more pistachio than I would have wanted, but that's okay. To get this mottled, I would have dried it and then soaked it in tea and coffee and then scrunched it on a baking sheet and baked it. I didn't want it mottled because it's already quite busy. So I just wanted straight color. So I'm going to attempt this finish. It's going to be interesting because the template for this is obviously for 32 or 16 count. So it's smaller. So I'm either going to have less border or I'm going to have to change the template. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but so I got that one knocked out and I was super excited. I used no Krynic. That's not happening. For the number 4 Krynic, I use DMC 3731, and it's like a pinky color. And I'm happy with it. It looks nice. It's fine. Instead of whitewash, I had 5200. So the Secret Santa, the 9th block, is that called Secret Santa? Is that the name of it? I don't know the name of it. But you get, nope, can't show you that. My working copy. I can't show you that either. Girl, get your life together. You get 8 rows of the secret pattern. So in January, I'm doing this part. And then in February, I'll do the second part. So on and so forth. And then this should be done at the end of August. All 3 of those blocks on my whipco board should be done at the end of August. So I'm not really following necessarily the numbers Jessie calls for that month. I do hope that it is something that I can work on. Like, I do hope that each month at least one of my pieces that's like, work on this 12 times or do 10 hours on this or whatever, gets rolled so that I can participate in Whipco Weekend, because that was fun. It was fun to just have an extra little goal. Shoot, y'all. I am jibber-jabbering today. All right. So those are my 2 finishes. I do have one more finish, but it's not cross stitch. So I'll show it at the end. Whips. So strand a day is something I adopted a couple months ago, where I pick a piece, and before I start my normal stitching for the day, I put a strand or two in it in the morning. 2021, I have 2 projects that are a strand a day. And that's okay. So one of them is my focus piece that I'm working on until it's done. Now, I do hope to get some time to just do this one for a day. I'm thinking one of the days that I took away from the ornament might be, but this is Quilter's Cottage from Fat Quarter Shop. I started this for Mania, I think. I can't remember, but here's where I'm at. So last week I finished this quilt block and put in a bunch of the letters. This week I think I'm going to work up here. It's bigger. I just hold it in my hand like this. It's very stiff. This is 14 count Aida that I tea coffee dyed. So yeah, that's that project. And I'm going to keep working on it this week. Strand a day, every day. So my other strand a day last time was my ABC Challenge Christmas Garden 2 that I'm doing for the ABC Challenge for Semi-Sane Stitchers. Well, I finished A, and the B part doesn't start until this coming Saturday, Friday, one of those days. So I wanted to do, I don't know if I have a cover sheet for this. I do. I wanted to do Winter Bouquet from Teresa Kogut. Let me move my fat fingers so you can see the whole thing. This is a black and white copy, because keep down on costs, you know. She has a sal for this. I have no clue what it is. I don't know. I don't think she has started it, and she is in Florida now, so I am doing this on, what's happening here? 18 count Somerville Sky from Seraphim. I don't know if y'all are even going to be able to see this, but I started with one of the flowers. That's all I got done. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to work on this on the off weeks from the ABC Challenge in January, and then put it away. So it is not going to remain a strand a day project forever, just January. Quilter's Cottage will until it's done. But I'm using the called for floss on that. I still need to get 2 of them. Does anybody know the DMC conversion for, I could probably figure it out, I just haven't. Weeks Dye Works Sage and Weeks Dye Works Oscar. I don't want the variegated floss. I don't know why I don't like variegated floss. I'm happy with DMC. Oh boy, toss you down. This is what I keep them all in. This is my weekly bin. The lid doesn't fit. I don't know why. I even have it in there, but it's in the back. That's my weekly bin. All right, next whip is, this came out on the 4th. It is Land That I Love. And I just have to get okay with the fact that this is going to take me 47 years. This is being stitched on, what is this? Well, it's 18 count because it's one strand. 18 count Aida that I dyed myself, like tea coffee dyed. So the fabric, it's really pretty. Oh, okay. I had a nightmare that my fabric, that I started my project the wrong way. So I had a nightmare that I was supposed to have started it this way. But looking at this, I now see. So I am working right here. Let me... And that is, oh boy, how far I've gotten. This is 3 days worth of work. So that's not bad. It only comes out once a month. I would really like to get to, I would really love to do the flag. But I would really love to get to this part. Is that which direction I'm going? Yep. So if I put in this berry right here, then I'll be able to count up, and I'll probably start this. And when this is done, I'll probably start going this way because I really want to do this. I don't know. I'm just having fun with it. Next year I might get serious about it. I'm just having fun. These are my first, like, legit samplers. And it's massive. She's a big girl. I'm using all the called for DMC. I love that Teresa Kogut uses a lot of DMC. And converted Weeks Dye Works to DMC. Winter Bouquet. Not Land That I Love. Winter Bouquet, the one I showed before. Join her Patreon. Join her Patreon soon, because I think her Patreon charts only stay up for like 3 months. I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's how I got Winter Bouquet. Her Patreon charts are super, super cute. And I have no regrets. Join her Patreon. Okay. Next whip is same situation. Gonna take forever. I'm enjoying this a lot less than I thought I would. I don't know why. Well, yes, I do. I know why. So this is Coming to America, Women of the Mayflower. You've seen it 1,000 times from 1,000 people. I started this on September 6th. I did not do the 66 days. It comes out every month on the 6th. And I made some progress. I mean, this is being stitched on 18 count vintage country mocha. Sorry for the shadows, but that's how far I got. So I told myself, you're stitching up here. You need to get these sails done. You need to get these birds done. Because I'm not enjoying them. You can see it a little bit, I guess. But those sails and those birds fade Those sails for sure. The birds, I'm okay with. I'm not going to backstitch them because I feel like they show up enough in person. Those sails, I feel like I can't do anything else up there because I need to do the sail lines. I need to have the sails finished for that. But I dislike greatly how much it blends with the fabric. This is on 18 count vintage country mocha, which, let me just look again. I am not the only person that has this issue. I don't know. I don't know why I can't get it together. Sorry, my actual copy of my pattern is still tucked away. Okay, I am pretty sure. "20 count vintage country mocha by Swigart." That was the called for. We have a visitor. Don't eat those flowers. Hey. You. Hey. Hi. She's so naughty. She's lucky she's cute, because she's so naughty. Stitch over 2 with 20 count. Does that make it like equivalent to 10 count? That's getting massive. I don't know. I'm doing it over 18. On 18 over 1. And this is the called for fabric. So I pull it out on the 6th and just work on it. I feel like these 2 samplers, this one and Land That I Love, I'm going to continue to work on once a month. And then in next year. So what I did was I got so irritated. And so I came down here and put in the words Cape Cod and then started moving the green over. Because I needed some color. A color. Any color. Not this color. Any other color. So I feel like I'll get serious about them next month. Or next year. And do some sort of rotation with them. I love them. I want them on the wall. I love them. Land That I Love. I love that. It's a big girl, though. Hey, you. What's happening? What's happening? All right, and my last whip, my last cross-stitch whip is Starlit Snowflake. I'm a weirdo, and there's 2 patterns that I like to stitch for every season. Quilty Love is one of them. I couldn't remember it. And don't eat those. Monkey girl, hi. The other cat's looking. Look at this cat and her dang tail. Let me destroy your flowers. Let me destroy your flowers. Run along. Run along. They're ridiculous. So Quilty Love and Starlit Snowflake. I'm stitching over and over and over again in different colorways for the seasons. So the one that I still have up is my Christmas one. I am doing this colorway because they give you 3 different colorways. So I'm doing this one for Valentine's Day because I like Valentine's Day. Clearly. I don't do as much decorating for Valentine's Day, but I do some. So this is DMC 605, 602, 309, and 816. I am doing it on a piece of 14 count tea-dyed. And here's where I got to. So I have this slotted for 4 days in January. And this is what I'm going to work on today. And I'm probably going to do this the next 3 days because I just want to get it done. I'd like to take the Christmas one down. So that is up next. All right. Knitting. Let's talk about knitting. And then I'll show you haul because I have some haul. All right. My first knitting project was this thing. I don't know what it's called, but I leave it linked every week. This will be the last week that I leave it linked because it's finished. I used called for needles. Let me just say, going from this needle to the next needle I'm going to show you, that was interesting. I did this with a big twist. I should probably put this on like my master whip list so I remember. This is the big twist yarn in medium gray from Joann's or something like that. I used 2 skeins of it and I barely finished. It was supposed to be knitted until it was 12 inches long or you were done with both skeins. It's not 12 inches long or 12 inches deep, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to show you again what the picture looks like. Now, since finishing it, that's what it's supposed to look like. Since finishing it, I have gone on this website and read all of the comments. No one can get it to lay like that. So, it's my finished cowl. I got my ends weaved in and everything. I didn't block it. Is that the word y'all use? I don't know. I'm not a knitter. So, you guys, do I look like one of those queens from the 1800s? I really would like for this to be mine. It just doesn't look the same, right? I checked, I used exactly the same amount of I cast on exactly the same amount of stitches that she did. This is the same gauge needle. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't look the same. So, good thing I didn't do my hair today. What I'm thinking is just there. Like doubling it, and it is warm and cozy. But y'all, even if it's not the cutest thing in the world, and I don't wear it all the time, I finished a project. I finished a knitting project. I look a little bit like I'm being strangled, but that's okay. So, I'm pretty excited I'm going to leave this on and be strangled. There's that. And then what had happened? What had happened was... Ugh. My next one is this scarf on that guy. Let me see. Does it have a name? I don't know if this has a name. 2x2 knit scarf. So I am using I don't wear makeup, so it's fine. It is so soft. And it's from Hobby Lobby, I think. And it is like silky. This is Yarn Inspirations Karen's Simply Soft Tweeds in the colorway, I don't know, off-white. Blanc Cassé, color Hueso, off-white. Using size 8 bamboo needles. You see how skinny that is? It's just quite different to get used to. So I cast on and I follow the pattern. This is how ridiculous I am. I printed the pattern, like typed it up, printed it so that I can cross off. Well, then I didn't do that. I didn't cross off. So I cast on, did 7 rows, followed the pattern, looked amazing. I like this size yarn, I think, because you can really see the pattern. I look crazy today. Guys, let that be my thumbnail. I did 7 rows. It looked amazing. And then I had a conversation while knitting with my husband. And I don't know why, because I'm not a knitter. And I thought I could have a conversation. Ridiculous. The 8th row, I did the same as the 7th. So it was off. So I don't know how to fix that. Probably something about a lifeline. I don't know. I'm not a knitter. So I just ripped the whole thing out. So this is what I have to show you. I cast on 38 stitches. But I have been knitting from 9 o'clock at night until I go to bed, which sometimes is not long, sometimes is really long. And this is just really fun to watch the pattern unfold. So I'm sure I'll have some good progress to show you next week. So the flecks in there, they come right out. So I love this, but it's not easy to work with. And these, they come right out. Like I could probably sit here and pull out every fleck. And yes, I know that's ridiculous to be doing right now, but it comes out as you knit. So you don't get a whole lot of flecking. I don't know. I love the look of it, but it comes out. I guess you get what you pay for, right? So yarn is a slight itchy, but those are my whips. paints and finishes. Let's move to haul. All right. Off of Stash Unload, I got Adam Names the Creatures. I love this. Look at those creatures. I think it's so funny. Look at Adam. What is he doing? What is he doing? He's like, with his little leaf over his business and his hand up. What is that? Strike a pose, my friend. Strike a pose. Whosoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. Adam. So I don't know when I'll start this, but I love it. I think it's just a paper copy, but I'm okay with that. I don't collect patterns necessarily. It's not. She put a little extra in here for me that I didn't see. But no, that's cardboard. Fancy. It's an original. Oh, I'm sorry. That probably sounded awful to a lot of you. Oh, she put in a few pages from magazines. Oh, how fun. How fun is that? All right, then from Crazy Annie's, I got my February truck. So what I'm doing is only stitching the bottom part, and I'm fine with it. I am keeping it, so if I ever decide I need the word, I'll have it. But that's a cute white truck with flowers. And I love them. You know I love them. I love them. And then right after that, I got March. So that tells you February was late. So yeah, that's cute. I'm not sure why. I just don't feel like doing the top. I don't need anything else that tells me the month. And then I got sucked in. So this is I want to say this is a monthly series. This is the Time for All Seasons series. I got this one in January. Cottage Garden Samplings. It's Snow Time, A Time for All Seasons, series number 1. Look at those birds on his hat. Hopefully he doesn't take a doo-doo. Your hat will be a mess. Invoice or receipt. We can throw that away. We don't need the receipt. I got, with my birthday and Christmas gift cards from 123 Stitch, I got Hello Summer from Plum Street. A lot of people are not stitching the words. I'm going to. Hello Summer. Hello Fall. Hello Winter. It's a sheep. I'm happy to be a sheep. Sheep are important in the Bible. And Hello Spring. This one's my favorite. Heap hop, hippity hop. A heap, a hop, a hippie to the hip hip hop and you don't stop. Anybody know? And then Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. You follow her. I know you do. You're not watching my video unless you already know who all these other famous people are. So, she did in 2020 Anniversaries of the Heart. Listen, I'm warm. It's hot in here. She did Anniversaries of the Heart. And the stitching is beautiful. The pattern is beautiful. But how she personalized it is why I want to do it. So, and I haven't got my results back. Pam from Just Keep Stitching told me to do encouraged me that the first step, rewind, my biological father was adopted and has since passed away. So I have no idea who my ancestors are. So that's why I did a genealogy test swab thing. So I got Blackbird Designs, the first chart. Here's my problem. I would want to start with January, but I don't know of anything in January. I don't know. I need to look at some more of these to see like how they personalize it. And I need to find something like somebody that was born in January, somebody got married in January, somebody got a dog in January. I don't know. Here's number 2. February. I can't think of anything in February either. That's going to be the problem. Everybody is like summer birthdays, summer weddings, summer. I don't know. And then they didn't have 3. They didn't have 4. So I got 5. Look at that one. It's May. Nothing is in May either. That I know of. So, I don't know. If I can't find something for one of the months, I don't know. So like, I don't know. I would like to find out when my parents got married. So what do you put the birth dates on there, or do you put their wedding dates? Like, do I put my mom on there when she was born and my dad on there when he was born, or do I put the day they got married? Because I'm doing my bloodline. So I will be on it. Grayson will be on it. Philip will be on it in October when we got married. My mom, my dad, if I can find anything out about him. If I can't, it might honestly just be like the Butler line, which is my mom's maiden name. So my brother will be on it in August. But then my aunt's birthday is in August and my uncle's birthday is in August. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know. So I might just take one of the months that I don't have anything for and make that for someone's birth. Who knows? And just put the year on it. So that's all I have. Oh, that was long. That was long, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. There is more to life than cross stitching. And no, we don't need to be hateful to each other, but speak your mind. Speak your mind to the extent that you feel comfortable doing so, which is what I think I did today. So, anywho, thank you for watching. Last week I had a winter binder flip through. I will have a Valentine's binder flip through this week. It's probably going to be much shorter because I have way less Valentine stuff. And one of these days I'll get back to Stitch with Me's. I don't know. We'll see. But I will be back next Monday with my normal Flosstube video. And until then, everyone take care. Be nice to each other. And if you need a break, take a break. Just take a break. The world's crazy. Talk to you guys later. Bye.